Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be comparing the Chevy Tahoe Z71 to the Ford Expedition Timberline. With that being said, before we get into the video, I do want to mention that my car buying guide is available. Link in the description down below if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car. Let's get into the comparison. Starting things under the hood of the Tahoe Z71, we have a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. It's good for 420 horsepower and then a 460 pound-feet of torque, and yeah, definitely a monstrous powertrain. But anyways, going over the front end of the Z71, you guys can see just how aggressive this looks. So notice there in the center of the hood, you've got quite a bit happening with several different sharp body lines. Got the reflector LED lights with the LED accent lights just down below, and then the Z71 badge. Notice the whole front grill's been blacked out with the blacked out Chevy bow tie, and then you've got the accenting off the side with the red tow hooks, and then you've got the exposed skid plate that it's kind of, you know, shaped in like Raptor format where it like pops out. It seems like the Raptor to that, and now everyone's starting to copy that from an aesthetic perspective. But I mean, I think it looks great. It's like the best looking Tahoe ever in my personal opinion. Now, popping over to the Expedition Timberline, we have a turbocharged 3.5 liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. It's good for 440 horsepower and then 510 pound-feet of torque. Sorry I can't show you guys the engine. Wasn't able to pop the hood with this particular video, but don't worry, I'll review another one of these in the future. We'll actually be able to see the engine and all that fun stuff. But anyways, you can see the LED accent lights there with the reflector LEDs here for the front end, and then notice the trim on the front end's all dark. Do have a regular Ford logo, so they didn't black that out or anything like that, but still looks great. And then you can see again with the it's kind of like orange-ish in terms of the coloration on the trim and the tow hooks, and then again skid plate pops out super prominent again in like Raptor style rather, not styling, sorry. But yeah, overall I think it looks great from a front end perspective with those elements. And then also notice here we've got the fog light right there, and then you've got more trim. Now popping here to the side with the Z71 Tahoe, you guys can see it's got off-road style wheels which look fantastic. They are larger in size, but they still look great. You've got the silver to kind of make things pop out a little bit more. And then notice you've got aggressive all-terrain tires that have been added to it, and there's a quick look at the suspension there on the front end. And then notice here with the fender kind of how that divots in a little bit. Got the blacked out Tahoe badge, Z71 badge, and then the mirrors are two-tone with the black on the bottom and the silver on the top. And then here's your side view, which again I think looks really good, especially with how they've kind of shaped the front end. Now popping over here to the Expedition, notice completely blacked out wheel, and then you can see again more aggressive all-terrain tires. And there's a quick look at the front shocks and suspension. You can see there in red to kind of let everyone know that you've got the off-road shocks, right? Got the side steps right there that are just fixed, and then you can see with the blacked out mirrors, and then body painted door handles, and then again there with the rear wheel. And notice, you know, again, super similar setup from a tire and wheel perspective with both of them. Got the Timberline badge there on the side. And popping back over to the Tahoe, you can see the key fob here with a bunch of functions. The main ones that you guys want to know about: remote start, and then you can open up the rear glass, or you can also just open up the entire hatch, depending on what you're wanting to do with the Tahoe. And it's actually relatively quick in terms of the opening operation. Now actually going over here in the storage space in the back. Now all these SUVs in this particular segment are not necessarily known for their rear storage with the seats folded up. You can see the controls there to lower and raise the seats, which is nice. If you guys are wondering, that other side didn't raise because it was stuck under the seat in front of it. But just notice with the seats folded down, tons of storage space, but with the seat folded up in the Tahoe, not a massive amount. If you want decent storage space, you got to go for a Suburban, but that's not going to be as good off-road because it's longer, right? And then when you're all done, just press that little button and that'll close down the hatch, which is definitely, again, relatively quick to close. Now going over the rest of the rear, I think Chevy nailed it from a design standpoint. So you can see that you've got the pillow that's blacked out, so it makes it look like the roof is kind of floating in a sense. And then I love the stylization of the taillights. I thought that was really cool. And then you got the Chevy bow tie. And something that I just realized as of putting together this video is if you combine the taillights on either side, it kind of makes a bow tie in a sense, but like opposite direction. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm saying. So if you combine them together and then you flip it, then it really would. Anyways, popping here to the rear of the Expedition, you guys saw the taillights and kind of like the entry clip, but I noticed the lettering even has the orange accenting on it. And overall, it's pretty good looking. I do like the shape of the Tahoe on the exterior a little bit more. I want you guys to let me know what you think on that, but that's my personal opinion. I think the Tahoe looks a little bit prettier on the outside, at least. And then you can see a little bit extra storage space. And then you've got a little hook there. And a little charging port, which is great. But notice, just like the Tahoe, you've got the controls to raise and lower the seats. So, got that practicality there in the rear. And same thing with the storage space. If you want good storage space, you got to get an Expedition Max. But I don't think they're going to offer that with the Timberline package. I haven't seen anything on that yet. And yeah, the other thing is the taillights on that Expedition Timberline don't look as cool. Anyways, door panel here for the Tahoe. You can see the padding there at the top, and then down below with the wood trim, which the wood trim doesn't really match the theme. Kind of interesting. Door handle is kind of interesting with the shape. And then same with the speaker. It's just like a boomerang almost. Got the Chevrolet logo. And you can see here with the seats, all of the padding on them. So these seats would be really easy to clean from kids, or if you do take it off-road, dust and all that stuff, it's going to be easy to clean. And then you can see space there in the second row is solid. Again, it's a big third row SUV, so you kind of expect it. Got the cup holders down there. Climate controls down below. Do have heated seats for the second row, which is a nice feature to have. And then popping into the rear, this is a nice thing about full-size SUVs, is you can actually fit adults in the third row relatively comfortably. So, yeah, I think that's just a big plus. So, if you have a family of very large people, then yeah, you want to get a full-size SUV. And the Timberline logo, of course. Definitely like the coloration here on the door panel. And again, this kind of stays closer to the sporty theme, if that makes sense, in the interior, which I think Ford did a great job with that. There is some chrome trim, as you guys can see, but they stay close to the theme. Pretty good. Anyways, you can see the stitching creates some nice contrast. These seats would be, pretty much just as easy to clean off. So you get a cool looking seat, and it's just as easy to clean off pretty much. So I think the Expedition seats do win for the second and third row. And then you've got the climate controls, heated seats. So notice very similar with the equipment between both the vehicles. And then you can see the third row there. Again, pretty similar in terms of space with the legroom and all that. And the headroom as well. And notice we got the panoramic sunroof here at the top. And going from that back to the Tahoe. So here with the door panel again, notice the padding all over. Then the wood trim at the top, just like the the door panel on the back. And then all of your window controls, mirror adjustments. Then you can see the mirrors themselves. It does have blind spot monitoring, which is nice. Then you get another speaker for the Bose sound system. And then here the front seats, same as the rear, so not a lot of color happening. But again, like I said, these seats would be very easy to clean off. Got the pedal layout down below. We've got the light controls. You've got the drive mode select. And then this one does have the air suspension, so you can raise and lower the suspension as well. And then you can see all the control for like the safety tech as well. This has hill descent control, which is super practical. And this one has the cool camera system, as you guys will see a little bit later. Steering wheel is power adjustable. And then popping back over to the Expedition, notice again they kind of continue that theme where they, again, stay true to the sporty theme as much as they can. Similar in terms of the control setup, got memory seats there, 3 different settings, and a few speakers for the sound system, blind spot monitoring, and the mirrors. And then you can see the seats here, again, with the orange contrasted stitching. So the seats have just a little bit more contrast, pop out a little bit more, power adjustments. Got the pedal layout down below. Got your pedal adjustment, parking brake, you got the light controls, and the notice for the seats, and then also for the hatch. And then you can see here with the accenting there on the dash, again, looks great. Turning on the Tahoe, notice that since this is a 2022, we've got the digital gauge cluster. We'll go over that in a second, but here's the steering wheel. Got the blacked out Chevy bow tie, and then you can see here with the voice command controls, and then some controls with center stack, cruise control, heated steering wheel button as well. And then we've got our turn signal windshield wiper stock right there. And yeah, that's the steering wheel portion. Now with the 2022, they went to a full digital gauge cluster, which I think looks fantastic from an aesthetic perspective. I think Chevy did a really good job. Pretty similar functionality to the old gauge cluster in terms of being able to see different information. The big thing is when you go through the different drive modes, notice it gives you a little cool animation right there to let you know that you're getting into the different drive modes. So I thought that was, I don't know, pretty nice. And the other thing about having the full digital gauge cluster is the fact that they can just show more information, right? Because it's more customizable. And then notice you got the different adjustments for the ride height too. Love instead of saying off-road ground clearance, they say maximum ground clearance, which is okay. Increased, maximum. That's kind of funny with the naming on it. But there's a lot of customization in terms of the drive modes and all that. Now here's the infotainment system. So first off, this does have the 360 camera view. So, again, this is a big off-road SUV, and so you can see out of every single angle of it from a camera perspective. So that's another big plus, right? And resolution on the camera is also really solid. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, again, this is just my personal opinion. Response time is great. I love how it looks, and it's really easy to use. There's a lot more happening compared to the old infotainment system, but I'm okay with that because there's like the shortcut buttons on the side, which just make it so it's a little bit more user-friendly. And so I basically think they took a really good infotainment system and they just pretty much made it better. And then you guys can see here with the transmission select all along that portion, and then padding, and then down below analog radio controls, and then controls for the dual zone climate. You have just heated seats here for the front, no air conditioned seats or anything. Wireless phone charger, and notice USBs and 12 volt, and then you got a couple cup holders, and then here's the center console, which, as you can see, has a lot of storage space. And then notice you got the padding there on the dash all over, which again looks great. Definitely makes the interior feel more premium. You can see the glove box. You guys probably noticed the little storage thing. I've always thought that was interesting on the new Tahoes. If you guys are wondering, that is because a lot of Chevys will get shipped out to dealerships without certain options, and the dealer has to install it later on. Full panoramic sunroof, and then you can see here with the controls there for the sunroof at the top, and then stuff for the seats and the hatch as well. So just a bunch of practical car controls there, which it's nice that they kind of throw the controls throughout the interior, so you kind of have different areas for different things. But anyways, here's the window sticker, and Chevy is kind of famous for like doing their window stickers in this horizontal format, so they can list out every single piece of standard equipment and option so that people know what they're getting, to kind of sell the vehicle. We can see the price of the Z71 package added, well, Z71 luxury package, right? But yeah, it comes quite a bit, and I think getting the luxury package is worth it, so you can get all the nice features, right? It's like, look at the base price versus the total price. It's like, if you're already spending $60,000, then, jump up another 10 grand, spend $70,000 and just get everything so you don't regret missing any options. And then notice we got the off-road performance package on this one. This one was like the perfect one to review because it had all the cool options on it, which are hard to find now, actually, because Chevy's kind of taking things out because of the chip shortage. But yeah, total MSRP $71,000, which is definitely not bad from a price point perspective. And yeah, that is the Tahoe. So we're going to pop back over to the Expedition here, so you can see the steering wheel, which you've got all your controls for the cruise control. And if you guys are familiar with like the new F-150, a lot of this is going to look very similar to you. And notice we've got the full digital gauge cluster right there. Try to show it, turn it on, but yeah, if you're familiar with the new F-150, it's super similar to that whole setup. And then there is the infotainment system, which is in vertical formatting, which Ford's infotainment system is super responsive, but I don't know, I'm not a fan of the vertical, and I like the horizontal in the F-150. That's just my personal opinion. And then wireless phone charger, and then you got cup holders, and then you got your transmission selector, and then notice we do have the locker right there, and then we've got the drive line selected as F4 auto, and then the drive mode select. It's going to have a bunch of different off-road modes, so it's covered from that perspective. And then there's with the center console. And popping in, then you guys can see here's the dual glove box. And again, I just think the interior on this just pops out a little bit more. I kind of like, I don't know if you guys share my opinion, but I wish that you could have like the Tahoe exterior and then the Expedition interior. I think that would look cool. And then you guys saw panoramic sunroof before. Now this doesn't show the price here with this window sticker, So right now, I mean, again, I don't know if this is super accurate, but Google says that the MSRP on the Timberline is $69,150 starting MSRP before destination. So, you know, that means that after options, this could be quite a bit more expensive than the Z71. I don't know how accurate that is. Oh, 68. That another source says 68,000. So, and then maybe 69 after destination. Yeah, so it's confusing. But yeah, it starts at close to the fully loaded price of that Tahoe Z71. So I guess just fully summing things up, like I said, I like the Tahoe exterior more, but then I like the interior of the Ford a little bit more. But they both have super similar tech and super similar capabilities. Now, the Tahoe does have the air suspension, whereas the Timberline does not. But some of you might like the fact that the Timberline doesn't have air suspension, and you don't have to get that as an option because, right, hence the name option. But yeah, overall, two really cool off-road vehicles that both, you know, are cool in their own right. And so, yeah, if you want pretty much like the baddest third-row off-road SUV, you have these two to choose from. And I think we're only going to see more of these pop up in this particular segment as time goes on because the off-roading segment is growing so much. But I want you guys to let me know which one you like more, whether it's the Tahoe or the Expedition.